So today, we will be ranking every single fighting style in Blox Fruits using this tier list. I will be judging them by their animation, how good they are on grinding and PvP, and how difficult their obtainment is. And make sure you stick till the end, because I will be doing a showcase of the Divine Art fighting style that isn't even released yet. Anyways, let's start with our first fighting style, which is, of course, going to be the mythical combat fighting style. Here are the requirements to get this fighting style. You would need 0 level, it's completely free, and you do not have to do any quest to get it. As many of you watching should know, the combat fighting style is the fighting style that you get at the start of the game. But what's special about this is that you cannot get it back after you switch to another fighting style. That's why I don't have it in my main account. So let's switch to my alt. This is how the combat M1 looks like. Pretty basic and normal. You just swing your hand like crazy. As I am on my alt account, the damage I deal is not accurate. So for this time, we will not look at the damage. The first move, which is actually called Quick Tackle, and as the name says, you tackle the NPC. To the second move, it's called Ground Smash. Pretty straightforward. Again, you just smash the ground, just like how I smash your... Although the combat fighting style is quite basic, it definitely deserves an S tier because of its existence. Nah, I am just kidding. So let's look at our second fighting style, which of course will be the Dark Step fighting style. It costs a total of 150,000 bellies to get Dark Step from this NPC located in the first, second, and third sea. If you don't know already, the Dark Step fighting style originally came from the fighting style Sanji uses in One Piece. Going back to Blox Fruit, this is how the Dark Step M1 looks like. Pretty interesting, I would say. The Z move is called Flying Kick, and you can actually aim this attack. It flings your whole body and smashed into your enemy. Pause. The X move is called Break Dance, and as its name says, it's a break dance. It deals less damage than I expected, but comparing it to the price, I would say it's fine. Let's look at the C move, which is called Barrage. This move has a really short range, but I would say it's quite cool. But it's definitely not as cool as the V move, which is called Overheat. It puts your legs on fire and makes you deal more damage on every other move. Something bad about this is that there's a timer, so it won't last forever. This fighting style is for noobs, so I won't really expect much. I mean, it doesn't have good animation, and it's not ideal for anything. So just above combat. Next up is the electric fighting style, and it costs 500,000 belly to purchase from this NPC in the first, second, and third sea. After you buy this fighting style, you will get this cool electric aura around your fist. The M1 looks like this. Pretty normal comparing to its price. The Z move is called Stomp, and it basically makes your character jump and smash into the ground. I would say this move is not quite good because you would need to get close to the NPC to deal damage. So let's move on to the X move, Electrical Tackle. Very similar to the Z move of combat, but with some electric animations and more knockbacks. The C move is called Electrical Floor, and I would say it's the best move out of the electric fighting style.
Nice.
You basically create an area of electricity in front of you, and deals a huge amount of damage. Very cool. Electric fighting style has better animation, but isn't good for grinding or PvP, though the requirements are very easy. D tier as well. Now let's move on to the next fighting style we are going to look at, which is going to be the Water Kung Fu. You can purchase this fighting style for 750,000 belly from this NPC right here in Underwater City. As you can see, the prices of these fighting style are going higher, so basically it's just going to get better and better. Here is the M1 of Water Kung Fu. It has a really quick M1 speed, and there's no pauses between each M1, which is very capable for grinding. Let's look at the Z move, which is called Steam Charged Fist. It sends a charged wind from your fist and pushes the enemy away. The X move, which is Deadly Shower, you basically sends a barrage of water to your enemy and deals a lot of damage. The C move is Heavy Water Punch, and it is similar to God Human C move. You launch yourself forward and send your enemy so far away like your dad. Water Kung Fu is very popular for grinding in the first C. Although it doesn't have much PvP potential, it is very good in general, so it would be landing in the C tier. Unfortunately, due to some technical issues, we cannot showcase the Dragon Breath fighting style, but we will still rank it. It is landing in the D tier. Let's move on to our last V1 fighting style in this list, which is going to be the superhuman fighting style. Now you see, things get pretty different. In order to get the superhuman, you would need to have 300 mastery on all the fighting style that we had covered so far. Then you need to talk to this NPC in Snow Mountain in 2nd C and trade 3 million belly to obtain superhuman. As you can see, the obtainment for the fighting styles are getting harder and harder. After you purchase the superhuman, you would get 2 cool titles: the human weapon and the killer. Anyways, this is how the M1 of superhuman looks like. It is very basic, but deals a lot of damage. The Z move is called Beast Owl Pounce. It launches your character forward and punches your enemy multiple times. I personally think the animation is very cool, but wait until the end because it gets better and better. The X move is Thunderclap. You creates this cool tornado around you, and when you release the move, it pushes your enemy away. The C move, which is Conquered Gun, charges you up and pushes your enemy far away. It's like an upgraded version of the Water Kung Fu C move. Superhuman is a very strong fighting style that a lot of people still use for PvP. Although, the obtainment is very cruel. It deserves an A tier even though it's an V1 fighting style. So let's look at our first V2 fighting style, which is of course going to be the Death Step fighting style. This is basically an upgraded version of Dark Step, but for some reasons, you get Death Step from another NPC called Fiyu. Unlike the V1 fighting style, Death Step require you to get the library key from Awakened Ice Admiral in 2nd C, open a door, and trade 2.5 million belly and 5,000 fragments for Death Step. Yeah, I know, it's very confusing and expensive.
Oh my God,
and by the way, you need Dark Step to 400 mastery as well. If you are wondering how to get so much mastery, then go to the description below and watch this video. Anyways, this is how the M1 looks like, exactly the same as Dark Step, I believe. The Z move, Rocket Kick, however, is completely different from Dark Step. It's a great move to move around, and the animation is pretty cool. The X move is called Wind Bullet, and as the name suggests, a bullet is shot from your leg. The animation is less impressive than the Z move. Then finally, the C move, Vermilion Drill. The best move in Death Step, I think, and it deals a lot of damage. But you know what else is better? Maximum Overheat. The V move makes everything deals more damage, and now leaves a trail of fire after every move. Death Step is not very good at grinding and PvP, but it is a V2 fighting style, so it is going to be in our first B tier. So let's move on chronologically to our next fighting style, which is Electric Claw, the upgraded version of Electric Fighting Style, obviously. As normal, getting Electric Claw, or as you call it, E-Claw, you would need to complete a specific quest. You first would need 400 mastery on Electric Fighting Style, then talk to this NPC called Previous Hero, which it will tell you to race to Mansion under 30 seconds, just use Home Point. Then you would need to trade 3 million belly and 5,000 fragments for it. Upon getting the fighting style, you would also receive the Raten title, just like other fighting styles. Now after you got the Electric Claw, this is how the M1 looks like. What's special about this is that every time you M1, it dashes you forward, but it deals decent damage on enemies. The Z move is Electric Rampage, where you scratches your enemy and dashes forward. You can, of course, hold this move for more damage. The X move is called Lightning Thrust. It dashes your character towards your enemy and sent them away, dealing some damage. The final move, Thunderclap and Flash, deals lots of damage, as you can see, and the animation is goated. Electric Claw is very good for PvP and grinding. Its obtainment isn't very hard compared to other V2 fighting styles, so I would say it deserves an A tier. Overall, this fighting style is extremely capable in grinding, and the obtainment is fairly easy. Okay, here's the next fighting style we are going to look at, which is going to be the Sharkman Karate. Again, it's the upgraded version of Water Kung Fu that we had looked at earlier. To get Sharkman Karate, you need to get the water key from the boss in Forgotten Island. Trade it to Daygrok the Sharkman. Then you can buy the fighting style for 2.5 million belly and 5,000 fragments. Still very
Oh
expensive.
my God, bro.
But that's not it. Before you can even do all of these, you need 400 mastery on water. Kung Fu. So good luck. Anyways, this is how the M1 looks like, very clean and smooth. No pauses between each M1 and deals pretty good damage. The Z move 12 Water Palm makes your character move forward while 12 palms of water deals damage on your enemy. The X move Pressure Vortex is where a charge of water deals damage on your enemy. Very simple. Then finally, the C move, which is called Great Sea Spear, pulls your enemy towards you and pushes them away. A very versatile and decent move. Despite the lack of PvP potential, it is a common choice for grinding. So it's a solid A tier. Finally, let's move on to our next fighting style, which is going to be the Dragon Talon fighting style. You can obtain this fighting style in Hydra Island in 3rd. To get the Dragon Talon, you would need Dragon Breath to at least 400 mastery, then go to Haunted Castle where you have a small chance of getting the Fire Essence from this Death King NPC. If you somehow got it, congratulations, now you can trade it to Uzoth and give 3 million belly and 5,000 fragments as usual. But that's not it. You can somehow upgrade this fighting style when you have 500 mastery on it and have obtained the blue belt. If you are wondering how to get the belts, watch this video right in the description below. Now, I am not going to go further on how to upgrade it, but you can Google that yourself. This is how the Dragon Talon looks like. Extremely cool with those fire effects. The M1 is like this. You can see a claw at the end of each M1. The Z move is called Talon Lighter, and look at this. The animation is super slick, and it could be one of the best animated fighting style. The X move is Ember Annihilation, which you send a fire dragon towards your enemy and deal damage upon contact. You can actually control this attack by moving your mouse. The C move is Infernal Vortex, a very good upgrade from Dragon Breath C move as it deals much more damage, and the animation is much cooler. Here is how the upgraded Z move looks like. It only has this special animation if the enemy is nearly dead. You can now ride on the X move if you hold it. And the C move is completely the same, I believe. Dragon Talon is a very unique fighting style with a lot of benefit and cool animation. It definitely deserves an A tier, but I don't think. It's higher than Sharkman Karate. Now, let's move on to our next fighting style, and things will start to get pretty amazing. Our next fighting style that we are look at is going to be the God-Human fighting style, arguably one of the best fighting style in the whole game. But the requirement is pretty crazy. You would need all the V2 fighting style that we had looked at so far to 400 mastery, then collect all of these materials, and finally trade it to the Ancient Monk in 3rd C for 5 million belly and 5,000 fragments. It doesn't sound difficult, but trust me, it's a whole lot of pain. Now, after you got God-Human, you're now classified as a pro, and here is how the M1 looks like. Very similar to Superhuman M1, but it deals a lot of damage. The Z move Soaring Beast basically makes you dash to your enemy and aggressively humping them. Not only the animation is goated, it deals a lot of damage and stuns your enemy in place. The X move Heaven and Earth has 2 variations. When you tap the move, it sends out a charge of wind which has quite a range. But if you hold it, you create a tornado around you and it deals a lot of damage when released. The C move is called 6 Realm Gun and it flings your enemy very far away. Overall, God-Human is commonly used by a lot of pros. It's decent in both PvP and PvE despite its obtainment difficulty. It is no doubt landing itself in the S tier. We are down to our last 2 fighting style, and this time we are going to look at the Sanguine Art. You can obtain this fighting style through this NPC in Tiki Outpost. The requirement for Sanguine Art is 1 Leviathan Heart, 2 Dark Fragments, 20 Demonic Souls, 20 Vampire Fangs, and an addition of 5 million belly and 5,000 fragments. It doesn't sound difficult, but you would understood the pain if you try. Now, the M1 of Sanguine Art is very unique, and what I mean is that it actually has an extra range, so it is very capable for grinding. And also, the M1 speed is very quick as well. The Z move Bloodbane Drain dashes you forward and stun your enemy in place. Pretty cool. And it actually has a secret ability as well, and it's the ability to drain your enemy's health. Just look at my health bar going up. The X move, Scarlet Tear, basically shoots out this thing which actually pulls your enemy back a little bit. The C move, Devourer of Worlds, has two versions. If you hit an enemy, it puts this red aura around them and deals damage afterwards. But if you didn't hit your enemy, you summon this gigantic ball which auto-aim to your nearby enemy, which is very useful for PvP. Sanguine art is very unique by having a lot of cool animation and abilities. It is also very commonly used by pros, although I put this fighting style behind God-Human. I believe they are both the same. We are finally here, and I know you guys are very excited to see the Divine Art fighting style that has not even been released yet. But after some intense hacking, I finally got the early access to the Divine Art fighting style. Please do not tell the admins. I only did this for you guys. Don't get me banned, Blox Fruits. This is how the M1 looks like. Yo, that's so slick. They even added the extra range from Sanguine Art. Here's the Z move. You spawn this weird angel below you and it attacks the enemy for you. That's just crazy. The X move is like Light Fruit V move. You create this insane effect around your enemy. I am stunned by what the Blox Fruits dev are doing. And finally, the move that you guys have been waiting for, the Timeless Misery. Yo, that is actually crazy. Imagine doing that in a PvP, you're winning. There's no hesitation to put Divine Art at the top of this list. Too good to be true. So that's it. Every single fighting style ranked in Blox Fruits. Thanks for watching till the end, and let me be a part of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's free, and it shows us that you like this kind of content. Anyways, peace.